Well, hello there guys. Back with another video. Need to clean my lens there. Oh, this phone doesn't focus that well. Still not focused. There we go. So, my neighbor gave me a 9.9 Yamaha. It's a 1994, what I got from the serial code. And the only problem it has is it runs and then it gets hot. I guess when it gets up to temperature, whenever, if you're out in the water, as long as you keep it running, it runs, but if you turn it off, it doesn't want to fire back up at all. So, for me, I would think it would be an ignition coil, because once they, especially with the motor, and I know with lawnmowers, you know, a coil will work, but when it's faulty, sometimes the only way it won't fire back up is like when, like a lawnmower, if you shut it off, you go to empty your bag, and while it's sitting there, it doesn't have the flywheel fins cooling it down, so what it does, it just sits there and heats up a little more than it was running, and it won't fire back up. So I'll have to test the ignition coil and figure out what we're getting for resistance on it. And the guy who took it apart, the guy who had the motor originally, he gave it to a friend to take it apart, and he's got some broken bolts. We've got one here. I just put the engine back together a little bit because he had bolts in a can, and I don't like that. I think, especially engine work, take the bolts out and leave them in. You can take the plates off, but it's nice to know. Just makes a quicker job knowing where the bolts go, or even just take them off and put them in a Ziploc bag and mark them. Be a little more organized than just throwing them all in a can, because then a guy like me that has to put it back together, you gotta figure out what bolts go where. So the leg seems in pretty good shape, kind of an odd place for a zinc bar. You'd think there would be somewhere where there would be a zinc bar hookup. Maybe it was the tab for the, that's probably what it was. And it's missing, I can't find it. So it's all apart. So I got a couple things to do to it. Yeah, if anyone else has got any information, if they've had that issue with the engine not starting, that'd be great if someone could give me some pointers. And they said they found a crack in the carb, but to me, I mean, a carb, if it was a crack, that'd be a problem that would be happening all the time, even from startup. I mean, even if it had a crack, you should be able to run the choke and get it to fire up, unless it's opening up more when it heats up. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. So I lost my 6.5 horse to the sail on my big boat. And yeah, so I gotta get this one running. Isn't that right, Rose? You want a new motor for the boat? That's her thing, dumping things over the deck.